On Wall Street, and that's to say the least. In fact, Friday closed out the worst week for stocks so far this year. So can Wall Street get back on track this week? And are there any good options left for those last-minute tax filers? Financial expert Gene Marks is here with a look at the week ahead. Hey, Gene.
Hey, Joyce. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
First, are there any indicators due out that might help drive the market upward?
Yeah, Joyce, we knew that last week the market was not a very good week, but this coming week there's a few things, at least two things we want people to keep an eye on. Number one is a bunch of earnings releases are coming out by a bunch of companies, big companies like J&J and DuPont and Microsoft. They're all coming out with their earnings, and we're going to watch and see how they do and if they'll move the markets. The second big thing, housing starts and existing home sales. Those numbers are coming out this week as well, and I think the markets are going to keep a close eye on them to see how things are going.
So you mentioned DuPont there. What does it mean for our region specifically?
Well, you know, another big report that comes out every month is by the Philadelphia Fed. They do the same thing that all the Federal Reserve regions do. They do like a little survey of the manufacturing in that region. So this week, the Philly Fed and the New York Fed are coming out with their survey results. Not expected to be that strong this time around, so I don't think we're going to see the markets move too much. Philadelphia region is growing, but it's still not growing at a huge pace.
So tax procrastinators. Let's talk about them. I think I might be one of them.
You got
They're getting a couple of extra days to file. Still, this may be the time when mistakes are made and opportunities are missed, right?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, if you haven't filed your taxes yet, shame on you, but you still have a few more days to do it. Tuesday is the deadline when it happens. So if you haven't, there are a couple things you can still do. I mean, number one, if you haven't made a payment for your IRA, you can still do that through Tuesday and take a deduction for that. And look, if you've let it go this long, take a look through your checkbook just one more time. See if there's any deductions you might have missed, maybe for charity, medical expenses, things like that. You never know what you're going to find, and you still have a few days to file it. If you really can't get it all together by Tuesday, but by all means, file an extension. Now, an extension doesn't say you can't pay your taxes. You got to make sure you're paid in, but at least it gives you some more time to file the paperwork.
Right. Is there anything that we should be doing now to better prepare ourselves for next year?
Yeah, I have to tell you this, Joyce, in 2013 and 2014, there's a lot of tax increases coming our way based on
what?
Well, for example, Medicare tax is going up, and the Bush tax credits are expected to expire at the end of 2012, and estate taxes are expected to go up. Those are just three examples. So what we want to do in this year, 2012, talk to our accountants, take them out for dinner, have a beer with them, and decide what income you might want to push into this year if you think it might be taxed higher in 2013 or 2014.
And again, what if you're trying to save for your kids' education, college tuition, that kind of stuff like that? What should you be doing now that's going to help you?
Best place to put, and look, I've got 3 kids ready to go to college, so I'm all into this right now. 529 plans is where you want to go with your money, Joyce. You can put money away tax-free. You can take it out tax-free as long as it's going to higher education. It's the best place in the world and the best deal around to put your money away for college. All you people in your 20s, start putting your money away for your kids' college education. It'll really pay off.
A lot of really, really good tips. In your 20s, you're thinking about your kids' college education.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All right, but you got to do it. Gene Marks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good to see you.
Thanks, Joyce. Take care.
All righty. Well, it was 100 years ago today when the ship that was deemed unsinkable sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. It did. Next, we're going to show you some of the ceremonies to mark the anniversary of Titanic. And getting a wedding dress cheap and